Welcome, everybody. This is the Otaku podcast, and with us here we have me,
Axel
Dachi,
Gear?
Axel Gear, of course, and
Miles.
Miles. Unfortunately, we don't have Levi here.
Unfortunately, it's not Miles Edgeworth from Phoenix Wright, but this will do as well.
Yeah. But anyways, today's topic is,
Fighting games in Diablo, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
Huzzah. So, what should we do first?
Well, we can talk about one of the basic fighting games that is, to times, really popular now. Like, for example, Street Fighter or Tekken.
They've been always popular.
Yeah,
Yes.
but they're still popular.
Street Fighter and Tekken are kind of like the granddaddies of the fighting genre.
Yeah,
And
wasn't?
they are also ridiculously different.
Yeah,
You were saying?
wasn't? Aren't they? The oldest fighting games that really got popular.
Iron Day?
What? Iron Day?
What did you say?
Oh, I said, aren't they the oldest fighting? One of the oldest fighting
I thought you
games
said
who got
Iron
really
Day is the
popular.
oldest.
Iron Day.
I'm sure there are some that are older, but these are like the ones that perfected it, so to speak.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
obviously the difference lies in that Street Fighter is strictly 2D fighting, and unlike Tekken, if you press a button, let's say you press the square button, you will do one attack. And if you press it again, you will do that exact same attack over and over again.
Ooh.
If you, for instance, play Tekken and you press square, you will, which some characters do, like a two-hit combo, different attacks.
Yeah, okay.
So Street Fighter is more exploration style, where you have to find the combos on your own, and you have to like practice them on your own, as
Yeah.
opposed to in Tekken, where you have to mash different buttons all the time to get the combos down.
But when you also talk about fighting games, is it also like Soul Calibur and?
Oh fuck yeah!
Okay, because Soul Calibur and those kind of games are more like slash and assault games,
Mhm.
but still fighting a lot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But and also what is new? Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z is also a kind of popular um, fighting game.
Yeah, I guess.
It's semi-popular. It blows up sometimes and then it settles down again
wonder
after
what-
some time.
I wonder what is your guys' opinion on the Mortal Kombat series?
Mortal Kombat. Ah, yes. Very, very good fighting game. I love it. Really love it.
Itachi.
I've never really played it, but from what I've seen of it, it seems like a decent fighting game, and the gore seems, well, it seems in place, going by the setting and all that. But it's not really my thing.
The gore
Well-
makes Helsing look like kindergarten, but you know.
I know it's,
Yeah, but like the fact that they take many of those like gory things and fatalities and stuff and keep it in the series. Like when you say on the first, second, and third, they had many fatalities that were like the same, and then they continued to make more and more games until the ninth game, and they still have many of the same fatalities. Some of them are just a bit upgraded, like. You know what I mean, right?
yeah, like Sub-Zero's ripping your head off and taking your spine with it.
Yeah, stuff like that. It has been from the start, and now it's just a bit upgraded version. I think he freezes the corpse and then takes the upper part of the body or stuff like that.
There is one thing I'll say that about Mortal Kombat that I really like, and that is that exact same fatality that I just described with Sub-Zero ripping your head off.
Yeah.
That helped them like create the ratings we use today, like the E for everyone and all that ratings.
Ooh.
If it hadn't been for that particular fatality, those wouldn't be here today. Well, not in the same way.
Oh. Yeah. Well, that's something.
You have no idea what I just said.
No.
And that's what
Uh,
makes it the best. So, Itachi, I got a question for you because it's been nagging me for some time because Miles just mentioned it and it bugged the shit out of me. So, did you play Mortal Kombat Armageddon?
yes, I have the game.
Miles told me that apparently the general consensus of the community regards the game as the worst in the series. What's your opinion on that?
Well, I wouldn't say that it's really the worst. It's kind of like I
The
think
reason,
it's like a filler because it has it was like they gave something to us so we can just keep having a bit fun with Mortal Kombat, and then they waited to make the all new one that is Mortal Kombat 9, the all newest.
yeah, the reason this kind of weirded me out is because the Wikipedia article says that the game had really good reviews, and so I was kind of shocked that Miles told me that a lot of the people regard it as the worst in the series. Because, well, to be honest, the game is the only Mortal Kombat game I played. It was on the PS2. It was mostly co-op with a friend of mine, but I did play some of the single-player campaign. I also played the mini campaign, which was basically reach and defeat this magma guy. I forgot his name.
Oh
Bla-
yeah,
Blaze?
yeah. I think I can't remember either, but I
Cinder,
know who
Cinder,
it.
is that him? No,
Cinder.
sorry. I think there's a Mortal Kombat character called Cinder.
Well, but
Slender?
C
Cinder,
Cinder, I think.
not Slender, Slender Man.
Oh, I think I just thought of a topic. I hope I won't forget about it. After we finish about the fighting games.
Yes. But anyways, yeah, I know what guy you're talking about. He's the last person you're gonna fight in the arcade game.
Yes. And he is bloody insane.
Oh yeah, I hate him really much. I just love
But
fighting
yeah,
with
but you know what? But you know what I get a kick out of is when I play co-op with a friend of mine. I just get a kick out of playing both of us picking up Blaze and seeing which one is better at him, because he's the most powerful character, and it's like a test to see which one of us makes better use of that power. And of course, I always get my ass kicked, but that's to be expected. Um, Also, I think the game. Uh, some of the things you just mentioned earlier about the finishing moves, it's in Mortal Kombat Armageddon when it happens is when the enemy character is completely dazed out, you get the opportunity to completely rip him apart. And some of the finishing moves are just bloody insane, like ripping out their skulls, ripping out their balls, ripping out their backbones. It's just there was this one time when there was like nothing left of him. Um, I was playing with with my friend one time, and he was beating the crap out of what was his name, Raiden.
Yeah,
Raiden.
And
Raiden.
Yeah.
Raiden, and there was a point where he just like made the finishing move up to a 10, to the point where there was almost nothing left of Raiden. It was just like a little torso.
Well, one time when I was younger and when I had Armageddon for the first time, I was a reptile and I was like, oh, fatality, what to do, what to do, which button? And then I pressed all the buttons on the same time in every weird way, and it just started taking parts and parts and parts apart from from my enemy. I think it was. I can't remember her name, but she has 4 arms, and she's the only Goro-looking woman. I can't remember what her name is. But anyways, I ripped off every part of her insides, and she still stood there. And then I was like, how the fuck did I do this? And then when I looked up the fatalities, how you do them, they were so complicated you had to do many on the same time, because the timer, the more you do the finishing moves, the more the timer goes faster down, and
Yeah, I
then
know.
if you aren't quick, he just falls. It's just like
Ultimate fatality.
Fall the fuck over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So you guys obviously know more about competitive street fighting than I do. Well, not street fighting, but fighting games.
Yeah.
I really don't know if you know well street fighting, but I know you two are good boxers. Not sure about street fighting though.
Uh,
Uh, obviously I'm the noob in the group because I'm not a gamer. So I didn't play most of the games that exist out there. Maybe a few of them. From time to time, I played Marvel vs. Capcom from time to time, and also I played
really good game.
Mortal Kombat, and I also played some of the PlayStation versions of Street Fighter, which were really fun, but extremely frustrating as hell. So you guys more a hell of a lot more than I do. So go on.
Alright then, and why don't we start off by each saying our own favorite fighting game, just to start it all off with. You already said yours, so
Yeah, Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah. What?
Wor-
What is
wo-
yours, Mace?
Worst game in the series is my favorite. Logic.
I don't know if that's true. I just heard someone say that.
Mm.
Hmm.
Don't listen to everybody.
And if I recall correctly, I think it's because Liu Kang dies in it or something.
Ah, yeah, he's a zombie in Armageddon.
Yeah, I think
But
that's why people don't like it.
but
I think people don't like it.
yeah, but I think really because when you see in the ninth game in the all new brand new Mortal Kombat, you see that in the end, I think Raiden either really kills Liu Kang or really almost near death hurts him. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
He gives him a really bad shock. With the
Just jumps out of the closet and yells, and it's just shocking.
like boo, and then no, but and then when you see him, he has some marks that looks like zombie Liu Kang from Armageddon. Like his eye is all swollen up, and his body is all more gray and stuff like that. And when he's zombie Liu Kang, his skin is all gray, and his eye is swollen up, has no pupils and stuff like that. And he has chains on his arms.
Hmm.
But anyways, I would say that my favorite fighting game would be Tekken, and in which Tekken I would say Tekken 3.
Of course, the best one in the series by far.
All
I
right. All
It
right.
was amazing. I loved it
I
really.
spent so much time on that game when I was like 7 and up to my 12 or something.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. All right. Right. How could I forget about Taken? I think I played Tekken 5 or Tekken 4. Was it on PlayStation 1 or so? It was a really fun game. Although I think the character selection is kind of ridiculous. I mean, seriously, we get to play as a freaking panda. Are you serious?
It's not a panda. It's a lion or a tiger.
No, there's a panda.
Is there a panda?
Yeah, and it's just called Panda.
Oh yeah, I thought of panda, the black kind of like tiger. The black tigers. I thought of that. But
Let me introduce you to a panda. It's called Tiger. Have fun.
the black tigers, really black tigers. I can't
I
remember.
do not know black tigers.
It's just saying. So I will send you an image of what I what I thought of.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I think it was a fun game. I do think that some of the levels were quite dark, and some of the final enemies were really creepy. Like, what was his name?
Ogre?
The ogre guy. Yeah, it's kind of creepy how he just sucks the energy out of the previous guy you defeated, and then he transforms into this freaking devil.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Devil Ogre is actually, I found him to be really fucking easy. He was so weak. Oh, and
Oh,
there's one thing I recall, like a special beach volleyball mode you can play.
Ah.
And all you do in that mode is just spam the fuck out of martial law's flip kick. Because it covers the entire screen.
Oh, I love martial laws flip kick.
okay,
It's
Itachi.
so awesome.
Okay, Itachi, I just received your picture. Isn't that a what's it called? Pantera? Oh wait, no. Pantera is orange with black dots.
Panther. His
Panther,
name
yeah.
is Panther.
Oh,
but
Yeah.
Panda, yeah,
I just mix up those two words.
obviously.
Okay. And speaking of the panda, some of the attack moves the panda has was kind of hilarious. I mean, I think I'm not mistaken, but because my childhood memory is kind of messed up a bit, but I swear to God, I think one of the attack moves that the panda had was hugging to death.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
I remember that move. Yeah.
Also, that is one thing I recall in the
That's
later
kind of
Tekken games.
that's kind of like the Did you guys play a hunting ground by Capcom?
Haunting Ground, no, sorry.
No.
There was this one enemy, a gigantic man
Yeah,
who
I know him. I've seen him.
Debilitas. He reminds me of the panda in terms of the way he quote unquote fights, hugs you to death. Yeah, well, what is it lately with games that have enemies hugging you to death? I mean, you guys probably watched, well, Miles did, I know, watched Sonic Hill Shattered Memories. The bloody Rorschachs, I think they're called, they just want to hug the shit out of Harry Mason.
Oh yeah, those guys.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
Huck.
oh yeah, I remember
And I also
two
love,
things about
yeah,
Hawks. I will let you speak.
and I also love how if you die, you can notice one of them petting your head.
Yeah.
Talk about
Was it good for you too?
talk about getting gang raped.
But I remember two things about hugging. First was when I saw a Helsing parody of Takahata 101, and when in the second episode, when Helsing turned into his monstrosity version of himself,
Oh yeah, I remember that part.
and then when he quote his last words, "Want a hug," and then the blonde guy's like, "Really?" And then he just eats the shit out of that guy.
Yeah.
But second thing was that I remember when I was 13 and when I started to boxing, we had some ground fights. We had to make to see how strong we are on the ground, and we started by being. We started by standing and then trying to push each other on the ground, then make each other give up or stuff like that. And I was fighting two 15-year-old and one 16-year-old, not at the same time, but one at each other. And the first thing I did was hug them. And when I hugged them, I took my chin and then penetrated their chest.
I don't
And
think you penetrated. I think you just like caused pain.
yeah, but
If you penetrated, it meant you literally went through the skin.
it got
And
a
I
bit
doubt you
lost.
did that.
But anyways,
And let me guess, and then you made a German suplex.
no, I just made him fall, or I just forced him to the ground, and then I just kept hugging him and hugging him and hugging him,
Pile driver
and
his ass.
he gave up. And then my second opponent, I did the same. He gave up, and then my third opponent, who was 16 years old, I couldn't get him on the ground, but then I lost balance, and I still hugged him, and then I falled up on him. It was like he fell first, and then I fall on him, and he used his knee to break my balls, while I used my body weight to break his bones on his chest.
Yeah, that probably wasn't ticklish.
Well, I couldn't stand up for about 5 or 10 minutes, and he couldn't move for 5 or 10 minutes because my weight was there about 70 kilogram.
You were even. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And that's when
He
I
bro-
won
he-
3 fights.
so in the end, you two were even. You broke his bones. He broke your balls.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, 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 yeah,
My
yeah.
favorite fighting game. We forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
your favorite fighting game.
My favorite fighting game easily is Blaze Blue Continuum Shift.
You suck! No,
Yes.
just kidding. Yeah.
Speaking of which, Miles, did you notice that by your request, I actually found an HD gameplay footage of Blaze Blue.
Oh, really?
Did you see it in the intro? It's
thought-
it's It's right before the title "Welcome to the Otaku" comes.
I thought you used the one I just sent you.
No, I found an HD gameplay on the PlayStation 3 by Game Trailers,
Oh,
and
sweet.
I just basically made it faster.
Yeah, sweet. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so Blaze Blue, and I never, as I said in my tag video, I never played Blaze Blue, so I couldn't answer your question about it. Well, and your question was how how did I like anime art in video games, and you. And in your description, you called out Blaze Blue as an example, and of course, I couldn't answer the question. So, how is the art in Blaze Blue? Is is it like Naruto or
No, I will just send a picture and then we'll edit it in after this. I'll just show you the main character.
really that you you're going to edit out what exactly the silent parts
No,
or
I'm going to edit this picture in so you can see it.
okay.
And there you have it.
And
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the guy from Trigun.
Oh, vast stampede.
Ah, yeah.
Well, Blaze Bloom is basically well, imagine Street Fighter, like
Yes.
only 2D, one attack for each button. Then make it a hell of a lot more complicated by
yeah.
adding guard primers. Your attacks do less damage the more you use them. Um, heat gauge, instant blocking, barrier gauge, um, gauge burst. What's it called again? Just bursting, I think it's called. And yeah, also astral finishes.
Okay, and so you say Blaze Blue is your favorite game in the series. Obviously, that's not without a reason. And why do you like it so much?
Well, first of all, each character in the game has a ridiculously different fighting style. Like, if we take the main character Ragnar the Blooded for an example, each character has their own drive attack, which is like their own special, unique attack. And
Mm-hmm.
with Ragnar the Blooded, he just uses his sword and like steals life. And he can use it in different ways. Like he can use it like a scythe, he can use it like a regular sword or in the air, stuff like that.
Hmm.
And it'll also steal life even if you're guarding. So if we take another character like Valkenhayn or Helsing, his attack isn't an attack at all. He just turns into a wolf.
Hmm.
Then we have characters that like Hazama uses Ouroboros to like zip across the screen.
Christ, every time I hear Ouroboros, I think of Resident Evil 5.
Oh, I
Do you know
can't
what it
wait for
is,
Resident Evil
Ouroboros,
6.
in its origins?
I know what Ouroboros is. Just, it's basically the snake eating itself.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. It like just means infinity.
Death and rebirth, I think, to be
Oh,
more precise.
I
I
think
think
almost.
that I think there was a reference to this in Silent Hill Shattered Memories as well. I think when you're in the antique shop, you can basically find a little diamond, and the description says "we hyphen Ouroboros," and it basically has a snake eating its end.
you know, it also, Ouroboros, I think also that it's a star also as a sign, because stars also represents the universe that is also infinite, because inside a star you can make, I don't know what's it called, but it has a five sides, I don't know how to say it, like, I'll write to you, Mason, you maybe say it here, or
Oh, a five tact, I think it's called.
yeah, five tag or six tag. I don't know, but inside that you can make another star. Inside the star you can make another that figure, and inside that figure you can
So basically, it's Starception.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
and
funny.
it's not with the known the known stars from Inception.
Well,
But
yeah.
anyways, also one of my favorite also games, Taken, yeah, but also Naruto. I have.
Hold up. Did Miles finish his rant?
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think I did. I think I got
Ah,
the point
ok-
across.
okay then.
because I really love Naruto. The way of fighting, it's very simple. You don't have to mash all many kinds of buttons.
You love it because it has Itachi.
Also, that's why.
And
But
Itachi is broken as fuck. In every
sometimes
single,
only.
I have never played a game in which Itachi is not top tier.
Well,
I remember in Naruto, what's it called again? Uzumaki Chronicles 2.
oh
He
yeah,
is
he
fucking
was so
unbeatable.
broken. I just love every Naruto game because when he's in them, he can do so fucking weird, overpowered skills sometimes. Like in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 1, he can slow down time with his Tsukuyomi, Sharingan Eye stuff.
Tsukuyomi is also Japanese for the moon goddess.
And he can't use Amaterasu yet.
Japanese for sun goddess.
But in the third game, Generations, he can use Susanoo, that is in
Wind
Japanese.
goddess.
And that also
Wind god,
means...
sorry, not wind goddess. Damn it.
And it also means, Susanoo, it means protect by all means. Also, it's very funny that they say protect by all means, because his Susanoo, it protects him by anything. Nothing can penetrate it.
Also, he also had an attack called Izanagi and Izanami, right?
Oh yeah, it's not him that has the attack, but he has one of the attacks. It is his clan that has all the attacks and that has developed those attacks.
Yeah.
Because Izanami is his way to make an infinite loop of like one scene, about 20 or 1 minute of something in your life. Then you just go over and over it. It's a counter for
Stuck on repeat, basically.
yeah, stuck on repeat, and it all repeats the same thing over and over again. Like if a cat says meow, you get stuck in the heart by a knife, and then you hear a drip from I don't know, a sink, and then it starts over again. You hear the same cat say meow, you hear the same drop from the same sink, and you get stabbed by the same knife and stuff like that. You can't change it and it's a counter effect for another jutsu spell, stuff like that. That is named Izanagi. That can
Izanami, right?
no
No,
Izanagi.
yeah, sorry, my mistake.
And that bends the real world with the illusion. That makes you like if you like do a suicide. If you're a suicide bomber, you can use Izanagi and then you explode, but then you didn't die because you just get back to normal again.
So it's basically like pressing skip or next.
Yeah, skip that scene. You skip your own death. And that's really weird, but also awesome.
Yeah,
Also,
we can.
Oh,
we-
you
we-
first. You first.
We can only dream, but hey.
Oh, and Izanagi, according to Japanese mythology, is the father of all gods, and Izanami is the
Horseshit.
mother of all gods. What?
Just making a reference to the fact that I'm a Christian, nothing else.
He said horseshit.
Is the father of all Japanese gods? Sorry.
I see. Makes sense then.
Yes.
Well, in the same way how you can talk about many Greek gods, and the way they are fathers and mothers and brothers and sisters and cousins to other Greek gods. I mean, with the Zeus and all
The only
that
Greek
other
god
stuff.
I really know is not god, but I know Do you know Orpheus?
Yes.
That guy is badass.
Ares, Zeus.
Zeus is a complete and utter douchebag. I forgot what his name was. Prometheus, I think.
Yeah,
Or-
Prometheus, that guy.
Yeah,
I
he
love
cha-
that guy.
he chained him to a freaking rock, and for what reason? Because he didn't want humanity to be annihilated. Really, that's the entire reason. Like it's almost as if when I was reading the book, the tragedy, it almost seemed like it happened like this. They were having a god meeting, and basically Zeus said, "Let's destroy all humans," and Prometheus probably raised his hand like a freaking a kid in the second grade and said, "No, no, 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 no! Why should we do it? We should give human power and knowledge. Oh, screw you! Let's chain you to a rock."
Logic on its finest.
There's also like one god that is a fucking idiot. I think his name is like either Bacchus or Dionysus. He's like the
Tian?
god of wine, and I think
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
just thought of him. My dad would love him because my dad loves wine.
that guy is so fucking dumb. Like
But he's awesome.
his followers killed Orpheus, who is like the best fucking musician ever in history, who could like make music that would make the gods cry.
Psst, music,
Yeah,
fuck that shit.
no, Dionysus's followers killed him because he didn't want to drink their wine and like party with them.
wow.
Ah,
Want to
well,
party? No, fuck you, I'm gonna cut your head off. And they literally did cut his head off and like send it down the river, and
well,
his head was still singing.
there is some justice really in some parts of Greek mythology, like Atlas. He got changed to the earth because he tried to kill all the gods. He was an uber god, as you would say. Because, but Zeus, he was like, nope, and then he chained him to the earth, and then still now he is having earth on his back, and
Also, what was his name? Heracle.
Eric,
Heracles, yeah, I think I
oh
know
Uh,
yeah,
him.
he was also
messenger.
he was also pretty cool. There was actually one. Um, there was an anecdote in my school where I read in the newspaper. Basically, it's kind of dumb but very funny if you think of it in the vague way. It basically has Heracle chopping off Medusa's head or heads. I don't really remember.
Head.
Basically, basically he says, "Oh, okay, what's the next level?" And basically, um, I think the implication the joke was having is that it was basically a video game, and Medusa was like a boss battle,
Yeah.
and he was like thinking, "Okay, what's the next level?"
Oh yeah, I
Power up.
remember
Agility increased
Greekish.
by 2.
Well, I remember like Greek mythology. I remember one of the really old Hercules games.
I gotta say, this is a very interesting podcast. Start with fighting games and ended with mythology.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna talk about something about fighting because I remember when I was really young and I played one of the first Hercules games, and when I was
So did I.
fighting Medusa, Hydra, and shooting lightning and stuff out of my sword and stuff like that, it was just a thing back there.
Hmm.
I loved it really.
Would you say it was the shit?
It was really the shizzle.
So when it comes to fighting games, is that all we have to say?
Oh, yeah, I would say that all fighting games has a way of being awesome, really. Because Naruto, simple, 3D roaming, and some characters overpowering. Really, really good game. Blaze Blue,
I do have one rant I'd like to like start if that's okay with you guys.
yeah.
Yes, that's the entire point.
Yeah. Why the fuck do some people prefer Guilty Gear over Blaze Blue?
No clue.
I haven't
They're
played
so
Guilty
fucking
Gear.
similar, except Blaze Blue is more like varied.
Buried?
Varied, like
Varied.
the
Oh,
fighting
varied.
styles.
I
It has
thought you
much,
said buried.
it has much more variety.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean when you explain.
And
But
just why the characters? I'll give Guilty Gear one thing: it has interesting characters. I'm not gonna say they're good. In fact, most of them are fucking stupid. Like they have a character called Bridget. Again, she's interesting, but God, how I hate him.
Oh, I
And
thought you said her.
the comparison between Guilty Gear and BlazBlue is just as ridiculous as the self-deceived nepotism of the fan bases of Battlefield and Modern Warfare comparing the games with each other. And even though they're kind of similar in a way, being set in modern times and all that, well, it depends on which Modern Warfare and Battle games are playing. The two games are not the same at all, and also it's just as ridiculous when some people compare Resident Evil to Silent Hill or
Yeah.
shit like that.
Except in this
Yeah.
case, one is so fucking superior.
Yeah, but I
I
know,
really
and
don't get it. Why? Also, Bridget was a bad example. The character I didn't like was fuck, what was his name again? The fuck, I don't remember.
he was so bad that you don't want to remember him.
Yeah. Again, they're interesting characters, but
That's that's it. They're just interesting.
yeah.
But the fact when people say Call of Duty is better than Modern Warfare, Call of Duty is better than what is it called?
Battlefield.
Battlefield. I would say, well, I haven't played Battlefield, but I have seen some footage of it, and it looks decent. I can't say it looks really good, but I can say it looks like shit. But then they say it's so realistic. I saw footage of not beta, but the real version.
Realistic, really.
Yeah, they said it's really realistic, but I saw that in a not beta version, but the real version that somebody hopped off a fucking jet plane, and then he used his bazooka to just kill the plane that was behind him. Then he got into his plane again, and then he just flied away.
Realism, bitches, realism.
Yeah, he just jumps off and was like, "Fuck reality. This is reality."
Especially was the realistic the ending, where I'm not sure. Spoilers ahead, guys. Battlefield free ending, which I saw on YouTube because I'm a
Nobody gives
lazy
a fuck. Really?
because I'm a lazy hack that didn't want to play the game. Especially was realistic when the very final battle, if you can call it that, is with the main Solomon guy. I think it was his name. Basically, you're fighting him on the street, and you're basically beating the shit out of him with a brick. And before this, he shot your teammate, and of course, all of the people that are around you during this moment, they're so helpful. Like they're just standing and staring at the situation. They're not even running around afraid or whatnot. Feels like as if the citizens are just standing around there watching the arena, like having these three guys duke it out or whatever the hell.
Duke it
They all
out.
just happen to have their guns jam in that exact moment. So fucking
Yeah.
lucky.
Oh, that's just so realistic, really.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, all those people were really kind to help those poor soldiers.
And and in the ending of what is it called Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3, it was like every guy you saw that was not with a gun, they just run off. They didn't give a fuck. They just run before they died. And you are fighting an army almost in a hotel, I think, or stuff like that, and then you're fighting your nemesis that has caused all the wars in Germany, England, France, and America, and you kill him at last. But you kill him in a very, hardcore way, really, because you hit him many times and then you break the glass underneath him while you have a rope or yeah, I think it was a rope around his neck, and then you just bash him so hard through the glass that he just gets hanged, and then you just take a smoke, fire it up, and just wait and see and enjoy the death of your nemesis.
Yeah, that was well. One thing I'll say about Modern Warfare 3 that did better than Fear Free is actually make a conclusion and have you face out the main antagonist. One thing that completely bugged the shit out of me in Fear Free, in Fear 2, and in Fear 2 and Fear 1, well, for some extent, there's this character named Genevieve Aristide that pretty much caused everything. She's the reason why all of the shitstorm started flying in the games. Why? Hell, she's the reason why Beckett got raped. Because she basically trapped him in the amplifier and locked him with Alma. But basically, what's really weird is that for some reason the writers wrote her off of Fear Free completely. She's not even mentioned, not seen or referenced or whatever hell. The only exception I can think of is the very brief flashback to Fear 2 during Fettel's opening monologue in the game. But other than that, she's not seen or heard, and by the end of Fear Free, I have no idea what the hell happened to her. Is she dead? Did she run away? Did Armacam capture her? Is she back at controlling Armacam? You have no idea. And so it's either Fear 4 or either no Fear anymore, and the new Fear game Origin Online doesn't count because it's an MMO FPS. It's not Fear 4. It's just an online game.
Ah,
And
on that way. Okay.
and basically, we have no idea what happened to her. It's at least Modern Warfare 3 had you with killing Makarov at the end. It did that right. It actually gave you a satisfaction at finishing the series because you got the big baddie down. What about Fear 3? Almost dead. Fettel's dead. Beckett's dead. All of these people are dead. But what the hell happened to Aristide, man? Like seriously, she's the entire reason the storyline of the Fear series started. Yeah, and we have no idea what the hell happened to her. Brilliant freaking writing.
You could have wrote it better.
I know fan fictions. There's loads of
fan fictions.
fan fictions which are basically their own version of Fear 3. Some of them were written after Fear 2 was released. Some of them were written after Fear 3 were released. And, as much as I love Fear 3, I gotta say some of them are written 10 billion times than Fear 3 storyline. There's actually characters that are actually relevant. Like Jin in Fear 3, nah, what the hell did she... Yeah, why the hell was she there again?
I don't know.
Exactly, no reason. At least some of the fan fictions I read had characters like Kara Stokes or Douglas Holiday, the actually significant Fear characters. But well, you can't rewrite history. We got what we got, so we'll just have to wait and see until Fear 4 comes out, if ever.
Yeah.
So what is it you wanted to say, Miles?
Oh, just one thing I forgot about when I liked Blaze Blue.
Yeah.
All of the characters have hilarious dialogue.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Like there is a character called Hakumen, who has this speech he will say before he fights. And I memorized it because I love it so fucking much. Both the I memorized most of the Japanese one. I memorized the English one entirely. And basically in English he says, "I am the white void. I am the cold steel. I am the just sword. With blade in hand shall I reap. Sorry. Shall I reap this world from its sins and cleanse it in the fires of destruction. I am Hakumen, the end has come."
Shit, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, he is
You know what this reminds me of? Miles, you didn't see the Avengers yet, right?
Nope.
So basically, Loki, the main antagonist in the beginning of the film, he just appears and tells one of the main characters, Nick Fury, like, I am like Loki of Asgard, and I'm here with a glorious purpose. And Nick just asks him, well, what purpose is that? To free humanity. From what? From freedom.
No. Oh.
Oh, and their Japanese version. Whatever ku, whatever ko, whatever jin, whatever hitfori no tsurugi nete, subete no tsumi no tsumi wo karitoi akuvumetsu, wagana wa hakumen, ostemairu.
Google Translator for the win.
No, that's actually what he says.
And if you translate on Google, you will get the Japanese signs.
Yeah, but actually, let me just try that. Google Translate.
This is a bad idea.
Yeah. Let's see, from English to Japanese.
Okay, well, you're doing that. So,
I will also say that I love Naruto because Itachi also says some funny stuff. Like he thinks that his enemies are, or the one he's fighting, they're just out of his reach. He's like, "You wanna fight me? How feeble-minded are you?" And he has this way of being. he can for some. I think he can be for some a bit of a dick because sorry for my language, but he is like thinking very much that he's very overestimating himself. I
Why
think.
the hell? Why the hell are you? Why the hell are you saying sorry for your language? You're on the Otaku comms. Probably some of the most vulgar shit you'll ever see in your entire life.
Well, yeah. If there was some.
Trust me, Itachi. I probably swear more than anyone you'd ever meet in your entire life.
Well, I can't say no to that, but okay. And it's also funny because I like Naruto of the thing that when I played with my cousin, it was so unfair for him because every time he tried to hit me with a jutsu or something like that, it was like he missed, but he didn't do it. He didn't miss. He was the one who was supposed to kill me, and yeah, it just has the funny way of being an ass sometimes.
In terms of Itachi, the clip I got in the Otaku comms intro actually has him fighting himself.
Yes.
Can you please explain that? Because I didn't really look into the details because I didn't have much time or interest or actually time to actually give a shit about what the hell was going on there.
Okay, you see, you can be Naruto and fight Naruto. You can be Sasuke and fight Sasuke. You can choose the same character to fight the same character. It's not a big deal because it's like, oh, I want to be Itachi. No, I don't. I want to be Itachi. Well, you can be both Itachi. Oh, okay, why not? And then there you go. You're fighting each other with the same character.
Oh, by the way, something about funny I wanted to say about fear.
Yeah.
Miles, you there?
But of course,
um, you know how I keep saying that I look like Michael Beckett.
yeah.
Well, guess what? I actually got a guy on YouTube who became a fan of mine recently, a fan of my videos. He watched my birthday vlog. He actually commented that I look like Beckett, so I'm not the only one that noticed that similarity.
Sweet.
Mm, well, what do you think I look like, Miles?
You,
Look like Itachi.
well, his face is kind of too long for that, and his hair. You look like Sasuke actually.
Yeah. When I, put my hair like
Wait,
that way.
do you have Asian eyes?
No, it's just because it's Naruto doesn't mean that you had to be Asian eyed because they have many of them have very round eyes like Naruto for example, and Sasuke. They're trying.
That's the thing that pisses me off with anime. It's supposed to, you know most of the animes they make. It's supposed to be Japanese characters set in Japan, but for some reason the animators have the habit of mixing together Caucasian with Asians for some reason.
I know what you mean, but it's also the fact that what was I want to say? Oh yeah, they making eyes is like when you try to make someone Japanese, it will look like Brook from Pokemon. You know that guy? He's always in love with all the ladies, and he's brown and stuff like that.
Hiya!
He has those Chinese eyes, and it's just really weird because I think that Pokemon wasn't really all that Japanese after all. And also, in all the other characters, almost all the other characters, besides the really old Jesus, um, they have all round eyes, and just
Jesus.
Jesus, the old
Ah,
with,
yeah.
yeah. And also, funny fact that making eyes like a Chinese, you never know if they have open or closed eyes, so it's hard to say.
So how's that translation going?
It made no fucking sense.
It was all Chinese. It was all Chinese, right?
It was just something like Wakizashi wa et eller andet. Damn it. Wakizashi was something or other. I don't know.
I
Uh,
I have an idea. Um, Let me see. Do you still have the translation there? Try taking the Japanese translation, copy it, and translate Japanese from English, and see what happens.
Oh,
I tried doing that with the like Romaji words, like the actual spelling, but that didn't work.
Oh, I
It would
see.
just put the same again. So
Okay, so in terms of fighting games, are we done?
yeah, sure. There's probably a lot more fighting games we could talk about, like God of War and stuff like that. But yeah, it would take hours.
How about you, Miles?
I think we're done.
Okay, so Intech, your next topic was Diablo 3?
Yeah, Diablo 3. A really, really good game, I must say.
No,
Um,
no shit.
because I played also the second Diablo. Really, really awesome game
I,
also.
I played the first one on PS1.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Awesome.
yes, and I played Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction on PC.
Oh yeah, Lord of Destruction. That was the one I played. Yeah, and funny thing is that I never completed the second Diablo. Never completed it because it got kind of old. I was getting very fast tired of playing it, and many of you may be really mad or me saying that. I'm not saying you two guys, but maybe um, the one who is watching with outcomes, because you had uh, you had like different spells, you had different levels, and you could do this and this. But here in the third game, you can spam potions. You get goblets or orbs of health, and each you have so many selections of spells that you can use over and over again. Like if you want to electrocute your enemy from the ground, you can do that. And if you want to skip, like making a meteor fall on their heads, you can also do that. Not a problem. But one of the things that provoked me really much is the difficulty of the game. Normal, it was decent. It was easy, really. But when you take Nightmare, it's really hard as hell. And then when you take Hell, the difficulty Hell, you can defeat the enemy. I'm here having trouble with some strong enemies, and not some overpowered, but just strong. And they're sick as hell. I can't defeat them. Yeah, I'm playing Diablo 3 right now because I want to also finish that one. And also, I like the auction house because you can sell and buy many stuff, but you can also you can only sell three things at the time, like selling, yeah, many things.
As for the difficulty thing, I don't think there's anything harder than Fear Freeze Insane Mode. The AAA playing it on that difficulty, playing as Fettel on Insane Mode is near impossible, especially when you go further into the second half of the game, and you need to fight,
The
mo-
commanders.
not the commanders, but the robots, and
Oh,
and you don't have a body that you can possess, and they can just kill you in 2 shots.
well, if you want to talk about something very, very difficult, try Devil May Cry 3 in an insane, um, you know,
No thanks. I had problems on easy mode.
you. I played it. I played it on the easy with Dante, and I literally couldn't play it. Then I tried the special version with Miles. I was at Miles' home, and then we tried to play a bit Devil May Cry. You remember that, Miles?
Yeah, I remember that. It's so much easier.
Yeah, and then I played with Virgil, and it was like I played on normal, and it was kind of really easy with Virgil. But then when you try to play it on easy with Dante, it's just really hard because Virgil is much better of a character in the game than Dante in some ways. Like when he can dash away from attack in a second and don't get hit by the attack and stuff like that. And
I see.
also Also, his attacks, his own attacks, like I can't remember really that name of the attacks, but when he makes small bubbles in the air, but he's really cutting the air in front of him, and when he's just going through the enemy and cutting everything behind him, it's just really sick, and it just hurts the enemy like fuck, really. Mama. So yeah, that was a bit also about Devil May Cry.
And continuing about Diablo.
Oh yeah, Diablo also. The bosses are really unique in their own way. The storyline is very surprising, really, because spoiler alert, when
Surprisingly good or just surprising in nature?
both ways, because it's surprising. Like, aha, I didn't know that it would happen like that or stuff like that. It was
Yeah, the word
unexpected.
yeah, I think the word you're looking for is unpredictable.
Yeah. And spoiler alert, Leah, one of the very important persons in the story, she gets to be the host of Diablo, who gets out of his prison in of the of the Black Soulstone, I think it was the name of that. And he gets to be the prime evil, like consume every 7 lords of the hell, and now he is the real Lord of Hell. And I think that he was the Lord of Terror, and then he consumed all the Lords of Hell, and then he got to be the prime evil, and then he
Sorry,
tried
sorry, I'm just trying to not make myself laugh because you made it sound like a lol of hell.
a lol of hell. But it's also the thing that he tries to overtake heaven and then stop some kind of light that is in the heaven. I can't really remember what kind of light that was, but it just shines in the start of light. And now he's trying to corrupt it, and then all the demons can take over the heaven and hell, heaven, hell, and earth. They try to take over heaven, hell, and earth. So yeah, and after you defeat him, you get to, you know, get to have a higher difficulty, like normal. Then you get to have nightmare, then hell, and then inferno. And I'm having really much trouble with one of the first stages in hell because it's so hard. My helper dies constantly. I die after maybe 5 or 10 attacks because I'm a mage and I don't have that much armor or health. And
And what?
I just got an ice cream. And
You, you just get caught out unexpectedly.
my mom handed me ice cream. It's good. It's really good. Mm.
What flavor?
It's Magnum. Vanilla.
Magnum?
Mm?
Magnum?
Yeah, Magnum.
Like a revolver?
Yo! Miles, explain.
A Magnum is a brand of ice cream.
Yeah.
Really now?
Yes, no shit. I bet you could never figure that out.
Because the ice cream is like
I just got really shocked because actually Magnum is revolver in Russian.
oh
So you
really? Magnum
yes.
is also kind of.
Yeah, I know that. Like a Smith and Wesson and all that shit. If
So-
you
so-
actually ate a Smith and Wesson M500, you would be bad fucking ass, man.
It's extra cold and it has vanilla bullets inside.
Yeah. I know what you're thinking. Did you take 5 licks of this ice cream? Or did you actually take 6?
I took 2.
I was trying to reference that guy with shooting 5 bullets or shooting 6 bullets.
Mmm. Mmm.
In terms of, yeah, your ice cream is really the heaven of hell for of Diablo. So yeah,
Yeah,
Fuck that up.
it's like, and you, the protagonist, you are a mix of a angel and a demon. You are what they call a Nephilim.
they ripped off Parazak. God damn it.
Fuck them. No, but I wouldn't say that our, you know,
Well, technically, actually, I think you remember talking about this. That you're saying that you're taking inspiration from Diablo 3 artistically, but
mhm,
not plot wise.
nope, not at all.
But I guess we should be looking forward to seeing some of the monsters. What the hell they're called? Nesius minions, looking like some of the screw heads of Diablo 3.
Yeah, because I didn't take many of the bosses from the Diablo game and then copied it. I just took some of the small fries, not so strong enemies of Diablo, and then took it in the comic. Because I thought I don't think that they would have something against it, but
So basically, in other words, instead of copying the painting, you just drew it with a different ink.
um, not like that. But more likely, if you see a person, I would just give him some other details on the demons.
Oh, here's the black man. I'll draw him as a white man.
Yeah, exactly like that, but still different. Because if you're like, he has 3 horns, 5 arms, I will make him like a normal human being with 2 arms, 2 legs, and stuff
Oh,
like that.
oh, that Nesius minions has 3 horns. In Diablo 3, he has 2 horns. You're a ripoff.
No, not like that, but more detailed, really much more detailed.
Pretty much.
I mean, but you're gonna see when I make it.
Yeah, when
that
you
it-
make it. Yeah, when you make it. And how far are you into chapter 1?
well, I made 2 pages.
Okay. By the
Oh
way,
yeah.
by the way, after this podcast, mind sending them to me so I can just reverse them in a Photoshop?
Mm. Mm-mm,
My brain is funny now.
mm.
As for Diablo 3, is there anything else you want to say?
That when you play it on high difficulties, it gets lot worse, and you just wanna kick your computer out the window and stuff like that. But also that
Yeah, I know that feeling.
when you play the game and when you encounter bosses or mini bosses or mini bosses, they have like the mini bosses. They have like one ability in normal.
The mini bosses have
Yeah,
mini bosses. Yeah,
the
pretty much.
mini bosses had like a blue aura around them, and they have one ability in normal, 2 abilities in nightmare. No, two abilities in nightmare, 3 abilities in hell, and 4 abilities in inferno. And those abilities can make them like every time you hurt them, they electrocute you. Every time you encounter one, they can take small balls of ice around you, and then if the balls explode, you're gonna get frozen permanent in kind of 2 or 3 seconds, and then they can hit you on all sorts of ways. They can also shoot fireballs like mortars, and they can have extra health. They can jail you in a ring, and then they can just beat you up. They can shield from many attacks. They can absorb. They can be immune from some attacks, and they can have plagues like um, making the ground poisonous and stuff like that. And they always come in a group of 3 people. Then there are the mini bosses that are like a gold or yellow aura around them. They have small minions with them, and then they have like a certain ability of theirs. I don't know about Nightmare Hell. I can't really say if they have, more abilities or not. I can't really remember.
Because you haven't gotten that far.
Well, I have really gotten that far, but it's just I can't remember the last time I fight a a mini boss. And then there are the bosses who are just unique in their own way because they have one kind of look, and they are stronger, bigger, and
Harder, stronger, better, faster.
lower. Um, and
Thumbs up if you watch this on YouTube. Thumbs up if you get the reference.
Don't thumbs
mm,
up. Don't ask for thumbs up. That shit is so fucking dumb. I hate it when people do that. Sorry, but I just really fucking hate that.
and then there
I
is
don't know
the
why.
main boss, Diablo. He is the really freakiest, damn most hardest person you can ever encounter in Nightmare. I can't say about the Hell because I haven't reached that part yet, but I'm only in Act 1 in Hell still. And then there's also one thing that I loved about the game. One thing I just couldn't stand for anymore. It was just the secret level.
Secret level.
Yeah, there's a
What?
secret level. It's
What
not a cow level, no.
What
And
happened?
you see, you gather materials. You gather a black mushroom, a medallion kind of thing, a bell, a rainbow potion, and at last a shinbone, Leroy's shinbone. And together with all those, you gather enough material to make. Also, when you have the plants, to make the staff of herding. The staff of herding will, if you take it to Act 1 again, and then you find some cow bones, you see the Cow King, and you will speak to him, and then you will ask if he will send you to the cow level. But the cow level was a secret level in Diablo 2, but the cow level doesn't exist anymore. So that's why they made a new secret level, and I called the rainbow level, because there you had to fight unicorns. The health you get is cupcakes. You can you can shake rainbows to get gold and different items. You kill flowers and then you kill teddy bears.
So basically, my little Diablo friendship is magic.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I
With
love such stuff.
rainbows, sunshine, and death. Because every time you kill those creatures, their body part just goes. Their arms they just spread to each other over all, and you see their guts come out and blood everywhere and stuff like that.
I really love such cute secret levels when developers make. For example, I just recently got Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles. I mean, I recently finished Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles, and Miles probably knows this, but there's actually a secret mode where you have to fight. I shit you not, tofus.
Tofu.
Yeah, Miles probably played that one. There's basically a secret tofu survival mode where you have to fight gigantic walking tofus.
No.
In what?
Well,
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Um, you played Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles. You surely played the tofu survival mode.
be right
I
back.
didn't get to that. Well, how did you do that?
Oh, how did that? I don't know. It just unlocked. It was
I
just
didn't
unlocked.
unlock that.
Seriously, I just beat the whatever what was it called Krauser's final mission campaign.
I yes ranked that shit and I still didn't unlock it.
What the hell, man?
I
You
think I yes ranked it. Oh no, whatever.
this it's really fun. Okay. And also another secret level I know in video games. You remember how PewDiePie made a let's play of that game where with the purple monster? Uh, I forgot how the game was called. Onizan, or he has popular playthrough where where he has to run away from that gigantic purple thing.
Okay, I'm back.
Fuck if I know.
Oh, well, basically, that game has a South Park version. After you beat it, you can basically.
Oh, Aoi
that,
Oni!
yes.
Yeah, yes, you can enter code, and basically, it's this. Well, it's kind of the same game. It's not really the same. The dialogue is different, and some of the story arcs are different. It's much shorter than the actual game.
Yeah.
There's it basically has all the characters, but they're only a South Park characters. That was really fun.
Well, I want
Also,
to be more healthy now. So,
Also,
instead of ice...
in Silent Hill 3, you can some of the unlockables in Silent Hill 3 are just hilarious. You can unlock a lightsaber from Star Wars.
Oh.
You can unlock laser beams from your eyes, and you can also unlock a what was it called, you know. You can also unlock a Sailor Moon costume.
Oh yeah!
And after you do that, basically, the beams become your eye beams become much more colorful.
Lol. Well, also, I want to be more healthy now, so instead of ice cream, I took some cake.
The cake is a lie.
Hmm.
The
Not in
Portal 2
my head.
reference is a lie.
Cake is a lie.
In terms of Diablo 3, anything else?
I think I'm really finished now.
Wah, 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 wah.
I
Okay.
just freaking dog cake, man.
So that's all about Diablo 3.
Foremost, I can talk about it all day, but I don't wanna.
So the next topic is Slenderman, and some of the one of the
Oh yeah.
What? Excusez-moi?
No, that was a good one.
Slender Man.
Oh yeah, Slenderman. If you watch PewDiePie, you will.
That's the fucked up thing. I just opened the video of this with the name Slenderman in it. By PewDiePie. Mind you. I just fucking opened that video.
Mind blown.
Mind equals blown.
do not watch that video yet. I want to talk about it.
Okay.
Slenderman
Well,
Don't
is the
spoil
guy
it.
who
Don't spoil
rapes
it.
and
Okay. Well,
he
not
takes
about
children.
not about the video, but about the game and the character.
Oh yeah,
So, Miles, do you know who Slenderman is?
I have no fucking clue.
I
Okay,
know.
s-
I
so
read
Sl-
about it.
so Slenderman is basically a mythological figure that's been invented on the something awful forums. That's a real website. I'm not shitting you. That's
I know that Rest
Mhm,
Prey
yep.
goes there all the time.
yeah. And so it was invented during a create your own mythological creature contest or something, like artistically. And since then, it has been blown up on the internet like massively. It's like become one of the more biggest internet phenomenons. Basically, he's this tall man who can shape figures.
He can't really shape figures. He can just shape size.
Yeah, he can shape size. He can have long arms, but he doesn't have a face.
No.
And he basically he acts like the G-Man from Half-Life in the sense that he's dressed in a businessman costume, and he's very mysterious and he's always out of your reach somewhere, and
But when he gets near, he uses
He-
his arms and he uses his tendrils to hypnotize you, and then he gets you and kills you and sends you to another dimension in another
Yeah,
realm
and,
in another
and-
universe.
yeah, and if you're recording him with the camera, if he gets close to you, he fucks with your camera really badly. So yeah,
Yeah, that's also a way to sense that he's near.
yeah, especially in the video game, which we'll talk about soon. But first, I want to talk about the character itself. So basically, Slenderman, the mythology that I've read about is basically he's this tall man in the business suit that usually lurks around in forests or forest camps.
or
and,
abandoned
ba-
places.
and basically his habit is abducting children
Yeah,
apparently. And the thing about it is that sometimes before children the reason the mythology says so is because before children disappear, he can be seen on pictures with them somewhere off in the background or something.
yeah.
So basically, in lamest terms, Slenderman is pedo bear with tax exam status issues.
And has tendrils and long arms, and we don't know
Well,
what
I've
he.
seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
Uh,
But
well,
he,
wait! You have seen?
yeah,
I've
Dear,
seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
it's a kind of a quote.
you
It's
watch
l-
Miles?
It's
You
like
watch
a meme.
Yeah, it's like a meme. Yeah.
so you watch hentai? Okay.
No.
No, I would never. What made you say that?
You don't say.
Fuck's sake, even you've seen hentai. Kevin forced you to.
That one time, and I didn't even fully watch it.
You don't
You still
say.
watched part of it, so you have watched hentai.
Level Super
Pervert.
Saiyan.
But I don't like it. I don't
Pervert.
watch it. I don't watch
Pervert!
I don't watch it for fun, for Christ's sakes.
You watch
Neither
it
do
to
I watch it for
masturbate.
other reasons.
Yeah.
Let that image soak in for a while.
Slenderman is basically this, like in what the hell was the word? Enigma figure. And there's also been things called ARGs, which are basically alternate reality games, like the Marble Hornets, for example, which are basically YouTube channels which make fake proof videos with him existing. Well, not exactly proof videos, but really well directed and edited videos where they're basically enjoying their daily lives, almost like a video blogs, but sometimes they catch Slenderman in the distance or something like that.
I know that kind of movies.
And so the game that PewDiePie just made. No, I just said PewDiePie made the game. The game that PewDiePie made a Let's Play of, Slender, is a very short, near impossible to beat video game, which I played, and I'm planning on making a Let's Play of. And Jesus Christ, that's
It's fucking scary.
Yes, absolutely. If you think Silent Hill is scary, dear God, this game makes Silent Hill look like kindergarten.
It's fucking hilarious how scary it is. And when PewDiePie just gets shocked by all the moments, I just die of laughing because it's
Yeah.
so funny.
Did you try playing the game by yourself? I did, and Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ, Slenderman is a freaking prick. I had once a situation. I shit you not, this actually happened. I saw him, somewhere way off the back, like observing me silently. So I just, turned around, went to my way, and he just teleported in front of me.
Ah, yeah, I know that. Like when PewDiePie played, he was like he turned around, nothing, and when he turned around again, he saw Slenderman right
No,
behind.
no. I mean, he was somewhere behind me. I was just walking forward. I was not turning around. I was just walking forward, and he teleports right in front of me. He just appears out of nowhere.
It's
like my,
hilarious.
well, like my camera fuzzes a little bit, and then poof, he just appears in front of me.
Ah,
And then just, oh no, bullshit, that's cheating. Like, you don't do that to me. You don't just appear out of nowhere. That's cheating, man. You can't do that to me. So just, nope, no. I turn around, walk away. And what I think is also makes this game difficult is that sometimes you don't look anywhere, your character just automatically turns around and he's just standing there and it's instant game over. And I have no idea how to, prevent that from happening.
yeah.
Basically, from the stuff I read, there are three main rules. One is not look at him, obviously. Second is conserve your flashlight, because apparently it has batteries.
Oh.
And third is try to run less, because apparently the more you run, the more he approaches you, or something.
You gotta do the Belmont strut.
Yeah. So basically, the game is about you. I have no idea what kind of a sick freak-tarded person will ever do this, but your character just goes with the camera in the middle of a night in a forest to collect eight pages of Slenderman around the area. And basically, he doesn't begin stalking you until you collect the first page. Before that, you can just walk around. And once you start collecting the first page, the music just starts pumping in heavily. Just this ambient heartbeat music that just sends chills down your spine.
I know, it's so
And
fucking creepy.
yeah, it just makes you look around you. And freaking Slenderman, he just appears out of my
Oh
my,
well.
my least favorite location in the game is in the bathroom. You know that one?
Oh yeah, I know that one. People
I-
have played there. Oh, it was so
I-
horrible.
I almost never go there after the first time I played the game because this is what happened to me. I just went into the bathroom, into our room, and then when I go to the corridor, he just stands there, and I just run back into the room. I stand there for a moment, like thinking, okay, maybe he'll go away. I return. He came even closer. I go back into the room. I stand there for like 5 minutes, and when I come out, he's finally gone.
Oh,
And I will never go to the bathroom again, ever, freaking ever.
and I
Because
have to pee now. Oh, god dang it.
so basically, scariest thing about bathrooms is every time you look in the corner, you can never know if he's there, and when you look back and he's just right behind you, Christ.
I hate the fact that you can run like 2 or 3 seconds and then that's
You run slower than a grandma on freaking speed. So yeah, you like run for 2 seconds and you're instantly tired. I have no idea what kind of crack the main character was smoking to be that bad at running.
yeah. But that's Slender Man logic game.
So but the thing about the video game is that it's impossible to beat. You can find like maybe 7 pages tops. Eventually, he will catch up to you, and there's yet a person on YouTube to actually beat the game.
Oh yeah, it's so terrible. It's really just so fucking scary. I
I'm
hate it.
fairly certain Hakumen could take that bastard down, no problem.
Ah yeah, sure, not.
Hakumen can cut through time. And
Still.
space.
Still,
If I
And
would
that's
go,
on 20% strength. Imagine that 100% strength.
well, Slenderman has tendrils. You know where that's going, right?
Hakumen is covered in armor everywhere. There's no way they can even get in.
Slenderman can penetrate everything.
Oh fuck,
In-
they can.
at any rate, I have no idea why the hell the main character. It just doesn't make any sense. If I would go into the forest in the middle of a night, knowing that I will be stalked by by pedo bear with tax exam status issues, I would at the very minimum pick my 12 gauge shotgun and
Because you have one of those.
And
Yes.
then shoot the fuck out of him.
yeah, if he just appears in my if he teleports in my face again like he did that time, I will screw his shit up.
There's actually a
Yeah, because you have a
Minecraft
12 gauge
mod.
shotgun, just like I have a fucking Nodachi on my wall.
Pretty much.
Well, there's actually a Minecraft mod that makes you play the game and then you can kill Slenderman
How?
with a gun, with a normal pistol.
Oh, I know that one. It's just called Slenderman, right?
Yeah,
And you kill him at the end with a pistol.
yeah. You kill.
It's black-
rather
it's-
it's not him, but it's rather many of him.
So it's basically it was black and white, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of I think it's black and white.
So yeah, Slender, a very scary freaking game.
Recommend that you play it.
Do we have anything else to talk about, or
Yeah,
are we done?
yes we do, and I'm not done about Slenderman yet. You know, You know,
Sorry.
it's okay. You know what's really funny? Um, the thing about Slenderman, not a lot of games can scare me. Like the only major game that ever scared me in my life was the first Silent Hill game, and that was only because I played it on 6 years old. I played games like Dead Space, Penumbra, Amnesia,
Oh,
even
Penumbra. Oh, I hate that game. It's
none
so
of
good.
none of those games scared me, but I have no idea how. But this game just makes me like jump out of my freaking seat up to the freaking roof and get my head stuck. Uh, be- because this guy just
He just comes out of nowhere.
I don't have any words for that. This guy is a freaking pain in the ass. I'm never going to forests at night ever again, if ever. I never did before, but I'm not planning to, thanks to this game. Who would ever do that anyway? I still don't know.
Hey, let's go to the forest. Nah, I'm too tired. Well, I will go to the forest alone. Shouldn't you
Oh.
have your camera and flashlight with you? Why not? Maybe you will see Slender Man.
Yeah,
Great.
perhaps.
And you're a little girl. That's the worst thing about it. You're a little fucking girl.
Actually, you don't know who you play as. It's like basically, it's like
They say in the description of the man who made the game. He said that you are a little girl.
I wonder what kind of stuff he's into.
You
What
don't wanna
the-
know.
what the hell screwheaded parents would. Ugh.
Yo, go to the nature. They said it will be fun. They said. Or
Very fun. So she just brings a flashlight, a camera, goes into the middle of a forest in the middle of the night to catch Slender Man.
Or just thinks, where are my drawings of a fucking rapist? With the name Slender Man.
Jesus Christ.
And I hate when there comes the picture that says he sees you or stuff like he has eyes or stuff like that, and you just look back and just sees him behind you, not really close, but just like 20 meters away.
Somewhere around in the back watching you.
Yeah, and then you walk, and then you look back, and then he's behind a tree. And I'm like, yo, you're not sneaky. You're scary, but you're not fucking sneaky. And then you look forth again, and then when you look back, he's gone. And then when you look to the side, then he's right next to you.
Yeah.
And just know,
I think the more pages you collect, the more frequently he will appear next to you. I think.
yeah, that's right.
Um, I got 7 pages tops, and he caught it. And I don't think it's possible to get all 8 pages. If someone can, God help them. They better record that shit on YouTube. Also, in terms of the game, one thing that I thought was really weird is at one point, every time you look at him, the camera gets fuzzy, right? It just just starts to malfunction. I had a weird moment once when I saw some of these ARGs where they've been looking at Slenderman from the distance and their camera's been working fine. I had a moment when I was like, yeah, the game like has this moment with a lot of tankers.
Tankers.
Tankers,
Tankers.
Yeah. These big things, big like round things filled with oil.
Oh,
they're-
yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
So I'm very far off the back from those. Like I'm very far away. Like you
Yeah.
can see. And I turn around and he's like somewhere there. I'm walking down and I'm like, is he there? I'm not sure if that's him or not. And so I just zoom in the camera, and that's definitely him. But for some reason my camera was not fuzzing out, and yet at other times, when there was a time when I was just walking near. I came to those tankers. He was nowhere to be seen. And then I just looked to the side and he's like standing right next to me. my camera is not fuzzing at all. It's almost like a, hey man, how's it going?
No problem, dude. Yeah, it's fine.
I'll be just going my way, and you can keep stalking children if you know you feel like it.
um, yeah.
So yeah, Slenderman, a very scary, bloody game. It's downloadable for free. I'll probably include a link in the description. I'll send Miles the link via Skype so that he can put it in the description of the Otaku Comms video. Will you be able to do that?
I think so.
So yeah, Slenderman.
Really fucking scary game.
Yeah, one of the scariest games you'll ever play. Really fun. I'll have to make a let's play of that sometime, so look forward to that. And so we're moving on to our next topic. A couple of days ago, I got a new game on Nintendo Wii, Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles, which I actually beat today, not long before doing the podcast, probably a few hours or so before. And I gotta say, pretty good game. Very fun. I'll give the introductions to Miles because from what I remember, you played the game before me way back maybe a year ago or so. So probably before I start talking about the game and my opinions, perhaps Miles can give us a brief description of what the game is about and his opinions on it.
Well, the game is basically like a remake of some of the old Resident Evil games, like Code Veronica and obviously some of the first ones.
Resident Evil 2,
That too. But there's also some original content in there, and they remade it all to be a railroad shooter.
like House of the Dead.
And in general, I think it's pretty fun. It's not like fantastic or anything, but if you're interested in Evil, sure, give it a try.
It's decent.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah, I remember back when we made our Resident Evil podcast. You said that you could beat the final boss with a pistol. I still remember that quote. Like I told you that you told me that you can beat the final boss with just a pistol alone, and I was shocked as all hell because the predecessor Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles was hard as all hell. So your quote was something like, "So it's the complete opposite of Dark Side, where everything is so piss poor easy."
Yeah.
Um, I remember Resident Evil: The Umbrella Chronicles was my first Wii game. It was a very good game, just really annoying to play. It had really good characters, production values. It was kind of fun in a way, but some of the boss battles were just ridiculously hard, even on the easiest freaking difficulty. Um, and then Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles comes out. And Miles plays it and tells me that it's easy as all hell, and I'm just shocked as all hell. Like, how the hell did they make such a leap jump from impossible as all hell to piss poor easy? And when I played the game myself, I'm not sure if I agree that it's piss poor easy. It's definitely much easier than the previous game, the previous Chronicle game. But some of the boss battles were just stupid in the fact that you're not told what you're supposed to do. For example, the Tyrant boss battle in the Resident Evil 2 scenario, at the very end of the Resident Evil 2 scenario, before you fight the thing on the train. So you're given a rocket launcher, and basically, your partner says something like, "We need to kill him when he's distracted." And you have no idea when the hell is he distracted. You just shoot a hell of a bullet at him, but he just keeps regenerating. And now when he finally gets on his knees, Claire says something like, "This is our chance. Shoot him." And when you shoot him, he just takes the rocket you fired at him and throws it back at you. So that was really that really pissed me off, and it's kind of hilarious how I kept thinking, well, how the hell am I supposed to beat this guy? That was the same reaction of the characters. Like, we fired the rocket at him, and they said, why isn't this working? And apparently, the next time I fired at him in the same exact way I did before, this time it worked. Basically, it's not a skill battle. It's just a trial and error battle. I actually had to look up at YouTube how to beat that one because I had no idea how which moment I was supposed to fire the rocket launcher at, especially considering that in reloading the rocket launcher is insanely slow.
Hmm.
Um, Overall, I think it's a good game. I think it has a really good storyline. I think it was a really brilliant idea how these flashbacks are being told through the fact that Leon. Well, the storyline is basically that Leon and Krauser. Krauser is the major guy from Resident Evil 4, a major bad guy from Resident Evil 4. In this game, which is a prequel, he's a protagonist. They're both sent on a mission to South America to basically track down this drug dealer guy. And basically, what happens is after they get in this messed up zombie situation, Krauser demands Leon to basically fill him in with information of everything he knows about the virus and all that stuff. So Leon retells his experience in Raccoon City, and then he also one day discovered the how the one of the other viruses is involved in this. Leon talks about Claire's experience, and what I don't get is the basic general idea is that Leon is retelling these events to Krauser, right? So maybe it's just a stupid question, but how the hell does he know uh, all the details of what Claire went through
Because
if
he's
he
badass, he asked
if,
her.
if he was not there?
He asked her.
Perhaps in terms of the Code Veronica story, I'll talk about that in a bit because there are some things that I think were just quite stupid. But so continuing on, it's mostly it's like a half and half story um, where basically
It sounds like you're out of words.
what?
Nothing.
Sorry, I was just distracted a little bit right now. So as I was saying, the story is basically both a new story and a retelling of the previous games. Well, two and Code Veronica to be more precise. Basically, the game is really fun. The characters are really good. Us and of course Leon, Krauser, Claire are all good. But one thing I almost freaking despise is the dialogue between Claire and Steve in Code Veronica. So freaking stupid most of the time. I'm not sure if Miles will agree with me, but
It's been so long, I really don't remember it.
um, they just like seem like a bunch of completely oblivious fools, like talking about random shit all the time.
Okay.
Which
Well,
is
that sounds like my everyday.
pretty much like our everyday, pretty much.
Yeah.
The graphics are insanely well done for a Wii game, and I'm not saying that
Except
just
Leon's hair, which is made of fucking plastic.
you freaking Leon fanboy.
It is made of plastic in that game. It
Well,
looks so stuffed. So
Why do you think that he can't wait for the...
It's not made of plastic. It's made of pixels. Get it right.
it looks like it's made of plastic. You know what I'm talking about.
Well,
Or-
now
or-
now when we talk about fan and all that stuff, I think that's why he can't wait for the new Resident Evil game, because I've been a big fan of Leon, a very big fan of Chris, but now I can't wait to see Jake. He's
Jake Mueller.
yeah.
Okay,
That's
we'll
your
talk
son.
about. Okay. Well, you'll resume your topic. I'll just finish Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles a bit, like
Yes.
my mini review. So, Resident Evil: The Dark Side Chronicles, overall, really good game. I'm still not completely finished with it. I'll be still taking my time replaying all the levels on harder difficulty and all that stuff, and I'll be just replaying the game for fun in general. Characters really good, a storyline pretty good. Some of the dialogue is really stupid, but that's to be expected with Resident Evil. But it's not really the fault of the developers. I guess it's because the writers wrote the script in Japanese and they got really shitty translators, I guess, and so the dialogue sounds a bit cheesy in English. It was probably natural in Japanese. Who knows?
Looks like it.
So basically, script overall good, graphics really good, gameplay is really fun, even though sometimes even though sometimes ridiculously impossible. Well, not impossible, just not obvious. I guess is the word.
Mm.
Voice acting is really good, with the only exception being Manuela, I guess. But her voice acting was really decent. Whoever voiced Manuela, I have to say, great singer, horrible voice actor. That's all I'm gonna say, without any spoilers. Miles will know what I'm talking about. I hope you do at least.
I do not.
You do not?
Sorry.
Uh,
Again, it's
Oh,
been
that sucks.
ages since I played that game.
um, well, you know the girl that basically sings. When Leon and Krauser find the girl that sings, and the monster just observes her.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that, and I'm referring to the element of the story here, which I will not reveal. Overall, good game. Definitely worth the $40, which I think it should be in the US right now. Um, I'm surprised it wasn't much more expensive, but I guess that's to be expected because the game is 3 years old. So yeah, I was really late with playing it. Also, Miles, you say that the game is kind of short. I I don't think I can agree. I think it was, well, it's a little bit shorter than Umbrella Chronicles. Umbrella Chronicles like took you hours and hours to play it. Resident Evil Dark Side took me. I spent pretty much the entire day playing it. It took me about maybe, I don't know, 7 to 8 hours to
Yeah,
finish the
that's what
game.
I mean, like a short game. If it's shorter than Resident Evil 6, sorry, Resident Evil 4, I think it's short.
Yeah, Resident Evil 4 first
That's a 12-hour game, I think.
12. Jesus Christ, Resident Evil 4 first time took me maybe 20 hours.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you actually know what to do, when you have the good weapons, it's 12 hours.
Yeah, it's really long. So long that I think the GameCube version had 2 discs. It's such a big
Oh.
game.
Sweet.
Yeah, such a large game that it couldn't even fit on one disc. They needed to split it up. So
Mm.
yeah, so
Reminds
yeah,
me of Sims.
Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles, good game. Go definitely check it out. And now let's talk about Resident Evil 6. You were talking about Jake Mueller and the Resident Evil fan base, I think, Itachi.
Oh yeah. Like I just can't wait for the to play Jake because he's the son of what was his name?
Albert Wesker.
Yeah, and because I like him so much because the way he is like the cure for the virus. I think it was like that because the government needed his blood, and because and that's why every like those very smart zombies are mostly after him because so they can kill him and then get rid of his blood, and but I just don't like the more you get into Resident Evil, the smarter zombies get because now they can fire weapons and shit like that. Before they just could walk and say, huh. Now they can speak another really
Now,
weird
now, now, now,
language.
now now they can actually kick your ass.
Yeah, and they can actually do stuff that will provoke the shit out of you. Because I saw some Resident Evil 4 gameplay. I played the fifth game that I really.
Well, technically, Resident Evil 4 had characters that can wield firearms. I mean, Miles probably played Resident Evil 4. You know that big guy with a chain gun?
Yes.
I freaking hate that guy.
And in the fifth game, you get two. You get a fat, not racist, fat and black guy who can shoot with a minigun.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The Resident Evil 4 had the same one, only Hispanic, not black.
Yeah, okay.
And also, Resident Evil 5 had basically Maginis, I think they were called, that wield AK-47s. And I think what sucks is that you can't pick up ammo from them. I mean, sometimes they leave ammo from pistol and shit. Why can't I pick up their guns?
Guns, all rated.
No, seriously, I love how the monsters, that wield guns, The monsters melt into oil, basically, when they die, and the guns melt with them. Just so freaking epic.
Well, maybe the guns are made of them. But anyways, let's talk about the new game. I want to say that the new game really
Oh,
have impressed me with the demos they have released.
demos? It's called demos.
Demos. Yeah, okay. Anyways, those I when I saw Jake when he fight that big motherfucker with the weird handicap arm,
Nemesis .24.
0.24. Whoa. Well, they have gotten long in technology then. Anyways, when I saw him fight with that, oh my god, it was so awesome, really. And you had to shoot it really many times also, but the thing about that is that Jake, he is kind of like his father because he's immune to being a zombie and stuff like that.
In
But
terms
also,
of abilities.
yeah, also in terms of being like, I don't know if he is it in the game or if he is or isn't, but he's really super strong. I think. Like his father, he could grab a rocket that after you shoot it at him, and then throw it back at you after some time. And I think that if he discovers his true power, I think that also Jake can do stuff like that. But that's just some predictions I have.
I really doubt it's a prediction. I saw some of the demos. He did do some really good stuff.
Yeah, like
Germ-
taking the ass off people.
German suplex.
Yeah.
What are your Miles thoughts on Resident Evil 6? Or Itachi, what are your thoughts on the game overall?
It's really I'm looking really forward to it because I'm gonna play it so much, and I think that Miles would also love it because it has Leon in it, and
And that is all you need.
yeah, and that's all you need. That's reason.
That's the entire reason Miles hates Revelations is because it didn't have Leon.
No, also the game is so fucking bad.
You
It is
know,
really.
we know that you're a Leon fanboy, Miles. Just admit it.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm not. I'm just saying that's not the reason.
Well, I do. Well, actually, I think, like we were text chatting on Skype, and you like listed me the reasons for why Leon was not that you were listing me the reason for why you didn't like Revelations, and like you listed swimming levels were bad, stuff like that. But one of the things I remember you listing is that like Leon is not in it.
Yeah,
You did
that is because it would make so much sense for him to be in it.
why?
Because it's a game about the association in general, so they really have no excuse to not have him in it.
Well, now, also one thing I don't get is that people are being afraid that Wesker won't be in the new games because he's dead now. Well, let me refresh your memory. Resident Evil 2 and 3 did not have Wesker. Those games had awesome antagonists as well. Just so you know,
I love Whisker. He was awesome.
he was awesome, but I'm finally glad that he's dead. I've been so waiting to finally finish him off ever since playing Resident Evil 1. After that son of a bitch betrayed me back in Resident Evil 1, kinda made me shit my pants when he returned in Code Veronica out of nowhere. But at the same time, they had an explanation to why. I think it's kind of cool that you get to play as him in Umbrella Chronicles. You did know that, right, Miles?
Yes, I know that.
So it's kind of fun. It's kind of interesting how Wesker was both a protagonist and an antagonist in the series at the same time. And I think that was really cool. It kind of reminds me the character of reminds me the character of Lee from the cartoon called Atom. But that will be we'll leave that for some other time. So yeah, talking about continuing on Resident Evil 6. What's Miles' thoughts on it so far?
From what I've seen, the camera looks kind of annoying because it's so close to your character, but the actual gameplay looks pretty good. The graphics look great, and obviously new characters and all that. It looks fine.
They
And
actually
Leon,
have what?
and then I ask him, and Leon, how does he look?
Gets me wet just thinking about it.
Um, it's kind of ridiculous how almost every comment on the E3 trailer, the one where at the end, Wesker, shit, not Wesker, Leon and Chris are like enter the Super Saiyan battle all of a sudden for no reason. For no reason they just start fighting. That was fan service. I just call it. And like every single comment on that video, on that trailer, no matter where you look at it, is like, look, Leon will win, Chris will win, Leon will, Chris will win. Like, just shut the hell up already.
And then Jake comes.
Like
And
none of
gets
them.
ass kicked.
No, he kicks ass.
Not that much ass.
I think
Well,
he kicks very much.
I think Jake would be able to kick Leon's ass.
You're right.
Here's why. It's kind of really vaguely implied in the new E3 trailer when Leon approaches Sherry, and basically Jake becomes protective and like pushes Leon away from Sherry, and he like pushes Leon with very little force, and Leon looks. You can notice that Leon looks very surprised because it's very subtle, but no at the same time noticeable. After he pushes Leon, he like pushes Leon at a very like long range, or like very far away, in some way. So he might be stronger than Leon and Chris. I don't know. Also, one thing that really I think was really weird. Chris is a drunk ass in this game.
Oh yeah, he's a drunk ass, yeah.
We have still yet to find out why. It has something to do with I think it's something with his teammates or something like that. I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Knowing Capcom, it's probably going to be something silly. Oh, my teammates died. Never happened that with me before in my entire life. I'm just gonna go waste myself now.
Oh, that shit.
Like seriously, he lost. I mean, if losing Jill, like how in Resident Evil 5, Chris thought Jill was dead. If that did not make him become a drunk, what the hell did make him drunk in Resident Evil 6? I just have no idea. Well, I guess we'll have to find out. I'm really curious.
Me too.
In going for the gameplay part, it looks really sweet, and I think it's really much more, how should I say, satisfactory, much more mobile, and I guess your character is much more, what's it called, focused, I guess, where actually you can move and shoot right now, and your character doesn't walk around like a tank. You can actually move him around freely. You have much more mobility. You can roll around and stuff and dodge stuff and stuff like that. I think that's really cool. Almost makes me want to say, "Goddamn time, Capcom!" Especially with the running gun shoot thing.
Oh yeah, I just love how he like jumps back and then shoots the zombies while he's on the ground.
Also, did you see some of the gameplay clips? I have no idea. It just made me LOL how Chris can basically slide in front, up a front a staircase somehow. Like
Slide up in front of staircase.
like
Oh yeah, on that way. Ah yeah, I know what you mean.
it's just physics for the win.
Logic and games don't really connect too good together.
Which really makes it seem absurd when people say, "Well, that's not realistic." No shit, you're playing a video game.
It isn't meant to be realistic.
Yeah, exactly. You want realistic? Go outside, for Christ's sakes.
And then pick up a sword and fight some zombies in real life.
Yeah, try to teleport.
You can do that all the time, you know.
Well, you can, I know. Um,
Yeah.
I personally think it's going to be a really good game. There's still some plot elements I'm still curious about, like for example, how the hell did Wesker have a son who has his powers?
Yeah.
No, like how the hell did Wesker's son have his powers if when Wesker had a son he didn't have any powers? That's one thing. Why the hell is Ada evil? And also, like, yeah, I guess we'll just have to figure it out how Capcom makes all that work.
No, Capcom is a really amazing company with a really weird imagination sometimes, I think.
You can say that. Um, um, I have to say, Capcom are some really perverted sick screwheads. Um, Especially Miles will agree with me on account of female characters in Resident Evil Revelations.
Oh yeah, fuck that game.
Fuck that shit.
I remember those guys. The way they dress, what the fuck? You are meant to be on a fucking mission. Don't, like, leave one leg completely open. That
Yeah,
is not how you dress.
leave
Well, it is how.
dressing up with your shirt being 1 millimeter away from revealing your nipple is not the best way to protect yourself from flesh-eating mutants.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, what was her name? Rachel. She's just plain fan service.
Yes,
Like
exactly, and she's annoying because of that.
um. Also, what was there's some fan service moments in Dark Side as well, and
Darksiders.
Dark Side Chronicles.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna even talk about them because I really don't give a shit about them. But in terms of the story, Resident Evil 6, like, I think really good. I think if they can pull off the Wesker's son and Chris being drunk and all that stuff, if they actually make it smart, the reason I'm being so skeptic about Capcom actually being able to make a smart story, here's why. And Miles knows this. In the very early trailers for Resident Evil Revelations, they have this scene where Wesker. Christ, I'm mixing Chris and Wesker all the time. Chris is sitting tied up in a chair, and basically, Jill comes to him at gunpoint, and then another Chris appears.
What the fuck?
And basically and you remember that, right, Miles?
Yes, I remember.
And in the trailer, the Chris that's sitting on the chair says something along the lines of, "It doesn't matter if you have it or not because you're already dead," or something like that. And the Chris that's standing near Jill, pointing a gun at her, is like, "Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. You'll have to kill me to find out," and stuff like that. And Miles told me that in the actual game, that's just a freaking doll. It's just a freaking trap. So I have one question: how the hell did it talk? How the hell can a doll talk fluent English?
Maybe it was a microphone on the doll.
No, because it fucking moves.
Its lips moved.
Maybe it's a robot looking like a doll.
Its head fell off during the game.
Maybe it's an unstable robot doll.
Knowing Capcom, that was probably just a way to attract, the audience, like saying, "Oh, we have this really cool story," and when they actually have the actual game, hey, we'll actually give you this shit.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
actually looking.
I mean, talk about false advertisement. I mean, that was really mean. I was waiting. The game was in development for 2 years, and when I first saw the trailer, I was like, "Oh hell yeah! I'm gonna find out what the hell that doll means." And when the game actually comes out, and Miles tells me that it's just a doll, I was so freaking pissed off because I waited 2 freaking years to find out who the hell the second Chris was. Like, They could have so many opportunities to make a complex story. Like maybe it could be a clone or something like that.
Yeah.
But no,
But we're
it's
getting
just
off on a tangent here, I think. We've been talking for...
two
Fuck
hours.
me. Yeah, fuck me, 2 hours already.
We'll finish this soon. So yeah.
Soon.
Um,
I have to actually edit this shit.
Good luck with that. But anyways, I would say
so
that.
and so I mean, talk about false advertisement. That's like me. I have a mobile phone, which is basically a touchscreen. And Capcom saying, "Here's there are two Chris's in the actual games. There's only a doll." That's like me taking my mobile phone and saying, "Oh, buy this mobile phone. You can fire lasers out of it." And when somebody actually buys it, there's no lasers at all. Same logic.
Or just it's a laser, but it's just a laser, not the laser that cuts through things. It's like a point laser pointer.
No, I'm actually talking about lasers that cut stuff.
Okay, yeah, okay. But anyways, I would say that if they make a co-op game like on a stage when they all meet, like Jake and his partner, Lee and his partner, and Chris and his partner, they all meet together, and then you can play co-op with 6 persons at the time.
Actually, I read the interview. There will be moments when the characters will cross paths, and during those levels, you'll be able to play four-player co-op.
4 player. Oh yeah, yeah.
But then it won't be fucking scary. It's not
Why?
scary if it's co-op.
Why?
Because the scary part of these games is the feeling of isolation. You don't feel isolated when you have someone with you. That's also why Resident Evil 5 was not scary.
Well, I like the Resident Evil 5
Okay.
because it has a
Oh,
great story.
oh, peace shot, Miles. Resident Evil is never really scary.
Resident Evil 4 was kind of scary.
Ah.
Compared to 5, it's scary.
Well, in comparison to 5, yeah, but
In
the
Then
Resident
again,
fifth had.
compared to
well,
5,
what-
my fucking pencil is scary.
well,
Yes, it is. It
well,
is.
the thing about Resident Evil 5, it would be one thing to complain about it not being scary if they even tried, but they don't even try to make it scary. They make it a straight up action game, and I can understand that. They're trying to open up the games to a new medium.
Yes, but then they shouldn't like lie and say that it's a horror game.
But
Because
it is.
even on the back of the box, they
The
say
horror
like,
you can't forget.
yes, that is so fucking what?
But you will
That's
never
not
forget
horror.
it.
Did you see the live action advertisement campaigns where basically Chris has post traumatic stress disorder after the events in Resident Evil 5? Basically, he has flashbacks of the game and sees the name of the town Kijuju all over the wall, all over the world for some reason. And I completed Resident Evil 5, and let me ask you, what the hell happened in the game to give him post traumatic stress disorder? By the end of Resident Evil 5, he was still sane.
She wasted so much of my ammo. I can never forget that. That's the best guess I have.
Well,
Probably.
I think that.
You wasted how many machine gun bullets on that guy?
Oh, fuck. Well, I would say that if I, as a sane person in real life, saw zombies, fighting
You
zombies.
sane.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, fighting zombies as a military elite soldier, and then saw freaking monsters, flowers that try to attack you, machine fat black people who try to kill me with a minigun and stuff like that. I would be pretty insane after that. And indeed, after a guy who can grab rocket launchers and then shoot it back at you.
Then why didn't he become insane after the other Resident Evil games his BNN?
Because he was badass then, and then he just had too
Then
much.
he just became a drunk with drunk ass with the post traumatic stress disorder.
Of course. Yeah.
So yeah,
Capcom is a very complicated place to make something realistic. Like
I'm-
a realistic storyline.
I'm a fan of Capcom overall, but recently
Yeah.
recently they just make stupid decisions.
They dropped the fucking ball after Resident Evil 4.
I wouldn't say the real drop. I just think that they made Resident Evil 5 like it was a new project. They tried to make something new because um, Chris, I think the black girl who is with Chris in the fifth game was she in some of the previous games, right?
No.
Yeah, see, that could be also one of the big things they try to make, and like the co-op with two players and many other stuff like that. So some of the things could just have been really new, and then they just didn't know how to make it really decent for some people. And I heard from some other people that just said that it's unique in its own way, and that's why it's so good. But I would just say that it's pretty decent for me. I played it in Japanese, so
Okay. There was nothing else you wanted to say about the fans with the series or anything.
mm,
No.
not really.
Okay, then I think that's it for this episode of the Otaku Comms, right? Because
Surely,
I would say so.
Miles can't take any more of our bullshit.
yeah, because 2 hours and 7 minutes of cutting and stuff like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it for today.
So, thank you all for joining us. We have been
Yeah.
the Otaku Coms, and
Yeah.
good night.
See
Good
ya.
night.